Alright, so the match that I'm going to commentate is going to be Atlanta playing on Caitlyn. And Atlanta is on a picture of a goose. That's the team that he's on. If you haven't heard of it, they're a pretty good LoL team. They do a really good job. They're actually, I think, at the top of the ranked fives ladder somewhere. At least last time I checked when they were playing. So Atlanta does kind of switch roles around if necessary. I've seen him actually do some crazy like solo mid Janna stuff, but he's actually doing AD carry on bottom. I believe that's what he does for the most part for his team. So that's what he's going to be doing in this replay. And this is, I believe, probably like a 2100-ish elo match. So pretty good players in this one. And so it should be a good one. We're going to have him and Janna down on the bottom against a Soraka and Graves lane. Graves is one of those champions that is extremely powerful in the mid game. Doesn't necessarily carry as well as a lot of the other carries. Like he's not going to carry well as Vayne or something like that in the late game. Another thing is I've heard from most people that Caitlyn is supposed to be the lane counter to Graves just because of her great range and zoning potential. So we'll see if his ability to place down traps and stay at range outside of Graves' buckshot will allow him to beat him in the lane or not. So it should be a good matchup overall.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay. So looks like they will most likely take the small golems. This is pretty much a standard thing to do for most bottom laners on the blue side. It's very easy, especially for like a Caitlyn, to take these golems. She can stand in these bushes here and get her passive proc up, which allows her to do that extra 250% damage to the minion. Lee Sin gonna be doing... Excuse me, I had a yawn there. Lee Sin going to be doing the wolves first and maybe the blue and then go in for a counter jungle. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Again, I'm going to try and focus most of attention on Atlanta this game. I may switch around and watch people in other lanes depending on what they're doing. But I want to keep most of my attention on Atlanta to see how he plays this matchup in the bottom lane. For those of you who are curious on how to play an AD very properly and do a great job in the laning phase. I know that for a large part of me playing League of Legends, I never really played bottom lane at all. I really hated it, and it was really hard for me to get used to because all I played was solo mid. But after enough practice, you can get the hang of it. There's a couple of things to get down. It's also hard because you have to, in some sense, rely on your support as a carry, or as a support you have to rely on your carry to be just as good as you are, if not better, in order to do as well as you would like. So as you can see, it is going to be more of a sustained fight here for Graves Soraka. It's an extremely difficult lane to deal with. Graves Soraka has really good synergy since, due to the fact that Soraka can give Graves armor and the heals, in addition to Graves already having a very large amount of passive armor from him auto-attacking. It's just really difficult to do big damage to him. As you can see already though, it's not too hard for Caitlyn to put down that harass onto Graves from that long range without taking too much in return. Just due, like I said, to the fact that she has probably the one of the longest ranges, non-ability added ranges in the game for an auto attack. So that helps her out quite considerably. Most likely what he's going to be doing here, if he's able to, is he's going to try and push the lane all the way past the bush, which disallows any kind of zone potential from these guys. It allows him to, for the most part, pick up easy creep score, and it's going to make it harder for Graves to farm at the same time. So there you go. They're already going to be losing farm to this tower here. Graves will probably not be able to hit them all. She's just going to wait for Graves to run up and try and last hit, and then get a little bit of poke onto him. And that's all she's going to have to do right there. So there you go. She's just going to wait there right outside of the turret range uses the shields from Janna to tank at least one tower hit, and will most likely be able to come out ahead of these type of engages. Soraka is using every single heal cooldown to try and stay alive here, but Atlanta's doing a great job of poking down and harassing him at the same time. So I'll wait a few minutes before I look at the creep score, but you'll probably start to see how it disparages is. You'll see what the disparage of creep score is as he continues to push to the tower. The reason this is possible is because the Janna has picked up several wards and has placed an early ward down at the dragon area. As long as you have wards down, it's going to be fairly easy for you to pick up those kills. Now, she does run the risk of the enemy jungler coming around from behind like this, and that could be a potential of something bad happening if they come around from this tri area here. But for the most part, if he tries to come in a different spot, they will probably see that. A lot of times it's very beneficial for either the jungler or the mid carry to place down a ward there to help your bottom lane as well as yourself from those counter jungles. Nope, a little bit of lag there. I get a little bit of lag from Fraps every couple of minutes whenever it's switching over files, so I apologize for that. And nice little tornado coming down. That is one thing that is great about Janna. She is one of the support champions that requires more skill than most other people. However, she's got an amazing amount of CC. She's got the ability to slow people down while doing a decent amount of damage, using her, I think Zephyr is what it's called. And then her tornado also does a knock up to multiple targets, doing decent amounts of damage once again. And then her shield. So I mean, she just has so many different options as a support in the lane. The main thing that holds her back from others is, of course, the fact that, one, she's a little harder to play. Yes, you have to be really good on the timing with your shield, or it's just not as useful at all. But you know, no real sustain. So if you get into a bad fight, you lose decent amount of HP, then you're not going to be able to come back from that. Whereas someone like Soraka, as you can see, they did so much poke at the tower there, got them fairly low. However, even though Graves has no health potions, he's still at full health. It looks like First Blood is taken on top lane. I'm guessing Riven is the top laner. They do kill the Udyr, and that's actually really smart to gank the Udyr, because the later the game goes on, the harder it is going to be for them to actually take him down. This is going to be really scary here as the Brand wants to come in for a kill. Nice job getting the stun, and Brand will take down Vladimir with a well-placed flash to help him pick it up. Level up here, down on bottom. Lana almost going to be level 6. Obviously one more level to go. And I don't know if that's going to help him out a ton. Janna gets pushed out of the lane here, and it will be up to Atlanta to try and help this out now as a blind comes in to stop her. And this is going to be really scary. Yeah, Spellsy does go down. Teleport coming in as Udyr wants to take a kill onto Atlanta. That's going to be 4 people down here. Flash is being used both by Udyr and Atlanta, but Atlanta looks like he will be safe. And a nice shield there from the Lee Sin to try and save him. And I think they will make it out alive. My goodness. That was a scary gank right there. Oh my goodness, he is going to go down. What a bad play by Atlanta. Not the smartest move there, taking a full buckshot to the face. And that Graves is going to take that kill. That would have been an easy escape. Well, not easy, but a fair escape by Caitlyn getting away. Just kind of not too good there. And now these guys are hanging around trying to force Purple Team to fall. Now all 5 are down bottom. Holy crap. They're just going for full-on engage on these guys. And now Lee Sin will fall as well as an ultimate comes in from Bran. Big damage onto this guy here. Let's see if he's going to be able to stay alive. Yes, nice shield from the Janna. Will block some of that ignite. But now Shyvana does take down Vladimir. And wow, I thought she was going to fall. I thought that was going to be a trade of kills. But Shyvana right now, extremely strong champion. Very easy for her to get away. Uses her dragon form tankiness to stay alive just long enough, and her move speed to run away from there. Real crazy fight there. I think even she thought she was going to die there. So really well played by the enemy team. Now at 1-5. Really bad start for Blue, as it's going to take a lot of good plays to come back from that type of situation. Luckily, they have not lost the dragon. So at this point, let's take a look at the farm and see how that's going. in Atlanta's favor. He is ahead, if only slightly, on creep score. Still not going to make up for the fact that Graves already has 3 kills. Whew, that's pretty scary. Graves with 3 kills at only 8.5 minutes. He's one of those champions, man. Like I said, he does so well in the mid game that he's just gonna be bursting people down like crazy right now. He'll place down that buckshot and then his ultimate, and your health's just gonna drop past half HP, just like that. Far as the rest are concerned, interesting thing is everyone else is actually out farming each other. Yeah, in fact, the entire blue team is out farming purple considerably. Not like a whole lot, but it's definitely, you know, and something to point out. Despite the fact that they did play bad there and lose that fight, really good job for purple team grouping up like that. It's something you don't always see in solo queue all the time, but good play overall. And so right now he's just going to be playing it safe, not getting too aggressive either, as he knows that, well, I can go in there and I can auto attack the Graves, but Soraka's just going to come in there and heal him up, and I'll probably lose out on the sustained game anyways. Graves already has 5 stacks of that grid up, gives him quite a bit of extra armor and magic resist. Oh, not a bad little tornado there, giving Atlanta just enough time. That's another thing is with Caitlyn, you have to really be on the ball with your Peacemaker, as it's got that wind up time on shooting it out. So if somebody gets a nice stun off or a tornado, you've got to be ready to shoot that Peacemaker out and do that big damage. Here comes the Lee Sin for the gank. I think they actually saw him coming as Shyvana comes in from behind with that double buff. Lee Sin will fall, and oh, actually he gets saved by the Janna, and so he will make it out alive. And, oh, nope, actually falls to the Shyvana as well. Too much move speed from her, and she will continue chasing with that red buff, doing big damage to Spellsy. Spellsy trying to use his shield to keep himself alive. Tornado does knock them away and allows him to make it back. Atlanta using his ultimate to try and finish off the Shyvana. And that was an interesting flash from Soraka. She thought she could flash in front of it. It wasn't actually necessary, as the ultimate was not enough to actually kill the Shyvana. And they are just going to take down this bottom turret now, most likely at 11 minutes in. Not too bad. Oh, Atlanta has to be careful here as Shyvana jumps in, trying to pick up the kill. Just doesn't have quite enough damage yet. They were low on mana, but Shyvana did not want to dive with that amount of HP onto the tower, as she most definitely would have gone down. Either way, they do pick up the tower and will probably head to the dragon. We'll have to wait and see if that's picked up next time it gets scouted out. No, it looks like she's actually just going to steal the jungle buffs and play it safe, because they were a little bit low, so it might have been dangerous to pick up that dragon. So at least that is going to be in their favor. However, blue team at 1-6, so really falling behind right now. They're going to have to really do some crazy good team play in order to come back from that. Lee Sin going to pick up this Graves here. Graves all by himself. Oh, but not for long, as Shyvana now comes in with the counter gank. He jumps to his ward to try and stay alive, kicking both of them backwards, and that was a really great kick by Lee Sin, keeping himself alive. Tornado from the Janna, gonna knock him up, allow Atlanta to get a few more hits in, but Graves comes back in. They're gonna have to drop out now, as they're getting very low. Down goes the Janna. Shyvana just runs back. Will she go down to one more auto attack? No, her move speed is just too much, and now Graves picks up the kill on Lee Sin. Atlanta will most likely go down if he's not able to get out here, and I think he should be fine, because Brand did not actually fold in, as he was already busy killing the Vladimir. This is just really terrible. 1-9 now, as blue team is so far behind, and at this elo of a game, it's just going to be extremely difficult to come back. It's very rare that at this point somebody's going to make the mistakes amount, the amount of mistakes for you to be able to come back from that amount of a score. But we'll see how it goes. It's still very early on in the game, only 12 minutes, and all it's going to take is one really good Baron fight or Dragon fight for blue team to come back. If they can pick up a couple of killing sprees, continue to farm up safely, they might just be okay. Lee Sin calling out in chat, whatever, AFK farming jungle. So he knows that right now the fights are not working out for him at all. And I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how these guys play it out. I feel that they just right now have a really hard team comp to go against. Everybody is extremely tanky, and therefore they don't have the damage necessary to finish everyone off. And I think that's what's been happening here. Is they get into these fights, and purple team is just, they're just too tanky, and they stay alive for a really long amount of time. As far as the middle lane, I guess Brand's just too bursty, and I think Brand actually is a fairly decent counter to Vladimir, to be honest. He does have that Will of the Ancient. Should help him stay alive a little bit longer in the lane, though, with that sustain from the Will. Although that won't help too much for the rest of the team, as he's the only AP champion on the team, so you won't be seeing any kind of double Will of the Ancients action or anything like that. We'll be given that blue buff. Lee Sin does give it to Vladimir for his cooldowns in the lane. So regardless of the fact that they're both, no mana champions, the cooldown reduction is a big deal. Atlanta now with a Vamp Scepter. You can tell that he's really far behind, knowing that he probably would like to have a BF Sword built up. Just can't afford it right now, and he's going to have to go for that Vamp Scepter in order to have the sustain that he needs. And it makes sense in this situation, because when you have a Janna, you don't have those heals that you need to stay alive. Here we go. Looks like Spellsy going to be coming in here. I'm not sure if he's trying to bait this out or what. They have a ward there in the bush to detect everything else, but I think he's just going to play it safe. Yeah, Spellsy coming in. He knows that Lee Sin is in trouble. Going to try and push away that Soraka so that he'll have time to pick up the red. He does. And Graves going to come around now, just looking for an opportunity to strike. And they're going to have to be really careful here, though, as everybody is grouped up. Shyvana going to be coming around behind the tower, and I think she may just back off. Yeah, they want to take out the middle. They've already gotten the bottom. Top tower has fallen. Pretty soon will, anyways. It looks like Udyr is doing a lot of work up here. So at this point, they are just losing ground all over the map. And this tower will fall down to the combined effort of all four of them. I feel like they're just fighting a losing game here, waiting for the game to be over with. But they're, of course, not going to give up. And sorry if there's a little bit of background noise. I got a guy here fixing the door, so not too big deal though. So it's all right. We're going to have to defend this turret. If they keep giving up turrets, then I don't think they're going to be able to come back from that. They're going to lose all the map control. I think that going into the pull there might have actually just blocked his ultimate. I don't think it bounces once it hits him in the pull. So that was actually a really good job by Vladimir. And kind of actually a weird move by Brand using his ultimate on the Vlad. He should have known that he was going to pull. Now here's the engage coming in. They want to pick something up. Exhaust goes down onto the Lee Sin. Not going to be able to continue chasing there. But a stun comes in from the Riven, and she just might take out that Soraka with that Ignite. One last auto attack does it. Nice knock up there from Janna. No mana onto Brand, so Brand will back off, however, safely, as he won't fall. Shyvana now caught into their jungle, and she will be seen, but she is here with Graves. Nice job there putting that ward to see that, so they won't be caught off guard. Graves does need to be careful, though. It is all five of them against these two. There's no way that Graves can fight this, but here comes Udyr from behind, and he's going to try and tank some of this damage while Graves sits in behind, and Graves does pick up Lee Sin. Nice ultimate from Spellsy, pushing them away from each other, and Graves is just a little bit farther back. This Udyr is so tanky, though. Look how much damage he's able to survive, and now getting knocked up. I think that that was a little bit greedy on Graves' part. He had the red buff. He thought he was going to be able to kill Spellsy, and ended up trading that red buff off. He could have easily just jumped right over the wall and escaped, and that's kind of the problem with greed there, as now they gave them 4 extra kills, and this may just be some of the things that that blue team needs to help come back. They're still not out of the waters. They need to take down some turrets, but those type of wins are the things that help you come back from such a losing game. And with Caitlyn having a little bit better farm here, he's doing a good job down here. He's got 116 CS. Actually, more farm than anyone else in the game at this point. Just a little bit more than Brand, but definitely beating out Graves' farm by quite a large amount, actually. Once he goes back, he will be able to buy that BF Sword. He does take out that bottom tower. Great push there, while everybody else was backing out, and no way that Soraka could have stopped that, of course. Alright, Graves just going to be here as Caitlyn does go back, and of course, like I said, we'll pick up that BF sword, very close to having a Bloodthirster. Now, I'm not sure if he's actually going to pick up a full Bloodthirster, or if he's going to turn this BF sword into an Infinity Edge. I've seen a lot of AD carries go for a Vamp Scepter and just hold on to that for a while, and then turn their BF sword into an Infinity Edge for the damage, and just use the Vamp Scepter for that sustain, because you have that plus the Doran Blades, and that's usually enough to get you past the laning phase as much as you need. Spellsy now taking big damage, but nice jukes, both juking the stun from Bren and his AoE, so we'll be fine. Not going to go down and not going to lose that Oracles. If he had lost that Oracles, that would have been really costly, as he just barely picked that up and only has those 2 gold per 5 items, not being able to pick up the third since he does want to have that vision and map control. That's one thing that you really have to have if you want to come back from a losing game. In fact, one of the things that forces people, like let's say the purple team is really far ahead, in order for them to keep that lead, they will just place down wards all over blue team's jungle area and just not allow them to ever push out into the lane and be safe. But with that Oracles on Janna, if she's able to keep that Oracles, destroy any vision that they have, they will have a chance to come back safely into the lane and farm like they want to. Atlanta wants to fight this, potentially could have fought it 1v1, but it would have been really risky even without that Soraka there. Of course, once Soraka came in there was just no way, and he had to get out. Spellsy just going to hang out here, give him a shield while he picks up these jungle creeps. Needs to be careful. Hopefully they don't see him there, as this could be risky. Oh no, actually Atlanta is going to go ahead and turn around and try and fight them, knowing that Soraka now is not there. He could go down. Oh no, Soraka comes in right at the last minute. Nice little exhaust going in, but the heal from Spellsy going to force them to back off, as they don't want to continue engaging this, not knowing where 2 of the allied champions are. So that's probably what you're not seeing on purple team's side. But yeah, they don't know where Lee Sin and Vladimir are. They could potentially be here. I mean, they don't know. So there's no way they're gonna like fully engage this unless they just get them really low and get real brave. Here you see Brand coming down. Nice ward placement is allowing that to be spotted, so they will most likely make it out. And a Caitlyn trap picks him up as well, so he now knows that they have vision of him coming, and so he's just gonna back off while they do the same. Caitlyn now has enough for a Bloodthirster. We'll see if he decides to go back and pick that up or not. Okay, and red buff being picked up for Atlanta, as he will be able to do that extra true damage to people as well as the slow. Should make it a lot easier for him to pick up Graves if he does find him out by himself once again.
Rampage.
Rampage coming in here. Riven picking up a kill onto the Udyr up top. Not bad at all. Riven, one of those champions that can just get extremely powerful as the game gets going, especially if she starts getting kills. And I think that now with a Bloodthirster and 3 Dorans, she's actually 4-0 right now. This Riven is going to do a really good job of carrying this game, knowing that they are all mostly, let me see, they've got, yeah, they're mostly AD as well. They have Brand, which is going to be a giant amount of AoE damage magic, so it's probably okay for their team. They have a lot of tankiness though. That's the main thing that purple team has going for them, is they have a lot of, they're just able to stay alive in fights. And in a sense, that's also good for blue team, because they have a lot of sustained damage champions with those AD. If it was all magic, they can just build magic resist, and once that burst and cooldowns are over with, they would get messed up. But we'll see how this goes. I think that the game is starting to get a little bit closer, as purple team is kind of losing their advantage a little bit. They still have not yet lost that full advantage, but it's very close. It's closer than it seemed just a couple minutes ago. Atlanta doing a great job down here, just continuing to farm as much as he can. Let's take a look. Now up to 160. And yeah, it looks like a couple of the other people are doing the same thing. Yeah, Riven farming really well. Vladimir doing the same. Nobody else though on purple team. They're actually falling behind. If they start falling behind on farm like that, these guys are not going to be able to keep up their advantage. Once they took down that bottom tower, it actually somewhat turned into an advantage for Atlanta, as the creeps were able to push past the tower and Atlanta got that free farm. That's one thing that a lot of people don't want to do sometimes, is take that bottom tower early, because it allows the creeps to push past, and it gives you that ability to free farm, obviously, unless you push up too far, you don't have the safety of your tower. But in this case, it's working out just perfectly fine. They've got enough ward coverage to to warn them of any ganks coming in. So Atlanta is just easily free farm down here. In fact, Janna hasn't even been with him most of the time, as she's just roaming around, removing wards from the map and making it just impossible for them to get off any ganks onto Atlanta. Now, obviously, top does fall. They had a nice gank there from Shyvana and Udyr, and will most likely take up this tower finally. Looks like Brand is getting ulted here. Will he go down? Doesn't look like. They are going to continue the chase. Nice stun going on. Helps him get away from that Vladimir. Vladimir at only 500 HP. And Brand may actually come around here and try and pick up a kill from this, but I think they may just be safe. Brand, I doubt he has his ultimate. He probably used it against Vladimir, but I could be wrong. I didn't actually see it go down. Oh, wow, really bad play. Getting picked up by that Lee Sin, and he will fall. Already was low HP, and now Vladimir comes in, as he knew he didn't have to back out. He's going to have that Willie Ancients to help himself stay alive here. Nice tornado coming in, going to knock both of them up, and they will be able to continue the chase, as Purple Team is just playing way too greedy right now. Spellsy picking up the kill with the Zephyr, and Atlanta now on the chase, not going to be able to actually catch anyone, but that is a 2-1 trade. No, actually not even one, just 2 kills for Blue Team. And I think they, oh wow, Shyvana's going to have to be very safe here. Almost getting caught there. If it was anyone other than Spellsy there, might have been picked up, but they will probably take this turret down. I'm assuming they're just going to go ahead and tank it. They've got all 5 here. In fact, it's just going to go down before it can really do that much damage. It only got 1 auto attack off before it fell. And at this point, you can see Caitlyn now has enough for the Infinity Edge. Might just go ahead and pick that up right off the bat if he chooses to do so. They don't have the timer on Dragon, but they are asking about that. And you know what? I have to say that I think Blue Team is going to make their comeback here. They've already pushed down 2 bottom towers, and this mid one could go down soon. Brand is back to make his defense, though, so they're going to just back off for now. Atlanta, a little bit low on mana. We'll go ahead and back. No, he's just going to continue farming. Oh, I see what it is. They want to stop this Dragon. They know that Blue Team is coming, as they do have that vision from the ward. Oracles is going to come in to stop it, but they don't. Yeah, there's no way they could have stopped that Dragon. It's just, they just didn't have anyone in position in time, and it would have been too risky to try and run in behind like that. Shyvana going to do a Dragon to jump in, kind of all by herself though. Will need to be careful. She is very tanky, going to jump onto Atlanta, doing big damage. Is going to back off though, as wow, they do pick up 2 kills. Riven and Janna both falling, as they did get split from Shyvana. Shyvana doing a great job overall there, as she is still alive. Missed Q coming in from Lee Sin, not going to be able to continue that engage, and now running in behind this Udyr, possibly wanting to pick up a kill, but he's going to have to be very careful, having to use a ward just to escape, and they will take out that middle tower. Bad play there from Blue Team, going to go in and try and stop the Dragon, but ended up losing 2 people instead, and not even having a chance of stopping the Dragon. Looks like, oh, could almost get the kill, but that Graves has just enough HP to block the attack from him, and that really saved that Soraka there. Vladimir was trying to save top, but runs headfirst into Udyr, and a stun from Brand. So I don't know if he felt that was a smart idea. Spells is going to have to be careful here. I mean, the tower's already dead. There's no way he could have defended that at this point. So Caitlyn actually decided to level up his net first, and I think that it's either for the cooldown or maybe it's from the damage. I'm not sure. I thought that people usually level up their trap first, but it's been a really long time since I played Caitlyn, so I can't really confess to be anywhere near like awesome at Caitlyn at all. So that makes sense in any case. It's funny though, because he still has not gone back to the lane. He's gonna, or back to base, and right now He's finally going to go back. He's had these items forever. Now at 3,700 gold, going to pick up an Infinity Edge just straight off the bat and sell his stuff. Probably going to get some attack speed. There it is. Having enough for a Zeal and Infinity Edge. When he gets back into the fight, they're going to be very surprised by the amount of damage he's going to be outputting. Looks like Atlanta saying he's the same farm as Graves is now. Since Graves has 7 kills, Atlanta has 0, but with a 50, almost 60 creep score advantage, that will make up for a pretty decent amount. So if you take it, okay, looks like a fight is happening. We'll talk about it in just a second. Shyvana jumping in once again, all by herself. She continues to do so, but in this case, they're just not able to handle the amount of, or she's not able to handle the amount of damage that the entire team does, as they do focus her down. And here comes Lee Sin, just keeping everybody slowed. Udyr trying to get away, taking big damage from the AP from Vladimir. Vladimir doing a good job of positioning himself so that he doesn't fall. Buckshot almost taking him down. Flash goes down, and he wants to pick up a kill there on a Vlad. Does take him, but also falls on top of him. And Spellsy does use a Zephyr to take him down. Atlanta picks up the kill on the Soraka and could potentially chase as Lee Sin gets a great grab onto that brand for the ace. And that was a close fight, losing only 2 for a ace, and they will take down this turret. Atlanta did stay alive for that entire duration. And so there we go. That was a pretty interesting fight. Shyvana did try and like split them off once again. I think that she just might have been a little too ballsy that time, as they kind of caught onto her strategy of jumping in way too far and just completely destroyed her. She is fairly tanky in dragon form. Let's see what she has. Sunfire Cape, Warden's Melt, and a Phage. So while she is tanky, she just lost a lot of damage by building those items, so she's not able to really kill someone fast enough. She's more of a nuisance that has to be addressed. But I think she's going to fall off much more late game, as Sunfire Cape is not as strong as some of the other items that she could be going for. In her defense, I could say that she might have felt the game was going to end early, so she picked up that Sunfire Cape and an attempt to just have that early game tankiness and damage. Wow, look at this. Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, and the Vamp Scepter now on Caitlyn. He's going to be doing a lot of work in these team fights. They're really going to have to be careful and try and focus him down. Otherwise, he's just going to pretty much just destroy everyone. Now Riven as well with the GA and Bloodthirster. Standard Riven build makes her extremely strong and very hard to deal with. Like, it's hard to decide, okay, do I need to focus her or do I leave her alone, which you really can't do either. That's the problem. She's got the mobility to escape, the mobility to jump in, do a lot of damage. She's got that Bloodthirster to heal herself back up, and then GA just makes it even more annoying when you have to kill her all over again. So we could see a Baron fight coming in here real soon. Spellsy's doing his best to clear out any wards. They are split right now, so they do not want to engage on this. And a nice slow coming in for the Vladimir, using his pull to escape, and Riven as well going to be fine with her mobility. Spellsy just using that tornado to run right back. They are not going to catch him. Having that Oracle still is a really strong thing right now for him, as he will be able to continue clearing these wards. And there's the ping going down. They could potentially go for this Baron, and if they do go for this Baron, this is going to be very scary for them, as Caitlyn continues to push that bottom lane out and decides, actually, never mind, guys. I'm going to come and try and pick up the rest of these people. Wow, looks like Spellsy dies so fast to the burst from Bren, and now Vladimir coming in here getting really low as well, and he will fall, but not before Bren falls. And now Graves potentially will die to the Riven. I don't know. Atlanta comes right at the last moment, sniping a kill onto the Graves. Gets exhausted, but not before running away and getting into a safe range. He most likely will be able to kite this Udyr enough to get away. We'll see if he is able to make it happen, but I don't know. It's getting really close, as Riven now lost his GA, but is on the run, using his mobility to escape, and they did split their chances of fighting them by going after different targets. Overall, they did stop them from getting Baron. They lost 3 people, but they're going to go ahead and turn it around and try and pick that up. Unfortunately, oops, sorry about that. That was my Skype. But yeah, unfortunately for them, they did not take that bottom tower, and they might actually lose Baron after all. If Atlanta can get back in there and stop this, though, or potentially even steal it, that would be really scary for them. The good thing for him is they are mostly melee, so he can just literally run in there and attack them down without them being able to really do a ton of damage to him. There we go. Nice tornado coming in. Will they be able to steal this Baron? This is going to be really close. It could come down to a smite. Nice ultimate there, but not enough to steal the buff. Will they be able to finish everyone off? Udyr is just so tanky, and Atlanta's doing his best to do the damage to him. Will turn his attention now to the Shyvana with 3 people attacking him. Shyvana will fall. Kind of just using that as an distraction for everyone else to escape. He knows this, and looks like the Soraka will make it out alive. Oh my goodness! Everyone was just lying in wait there in the bush with the Baron buff. Now as Graves and Brand go in for big amounts of damage, that is a double kill. 3 people falling actually. Vladimir, Riven, and Jenna now down, only having that Shyvana killed afterwards. So, whoo, real scary. Teleport coming in from the Udyr, knowing that there's no way Atlanta can really kill him before he finished off that tower. Look at how fast it falls, and they're just going to take down that turret while Udyr dives past and tries to pick up the kill. Lee Sin doing a good job of pushing him back, so Atlanta will escape, but they will lose this inhibitor, and this is looking extremely bad for blue team at this point, as they're really falling behind. They lost the lead, they came back, and they've lost it once again. And by lost the lead, I mean they like got snowballed on pretty heavily, and then actually had a chance of coming back. And now after losing Baron and the inhibitor, it's just going to be really difficult to deal with this once again. Now that purple team is, they're just so much more tanky. Even at the early game, they were so tanky, and it's just not any better right now. And they're wondering why they died so fast to Brand. It wasn't just Brand, it was actually Graves burst plus Brand. The thing about Graves is, like, if he just jumps up in your face and does his buckshot, you're going to take even more damage than normal. Plus the fact that he used his ulti, that alone is going to just destroy people here. And like I said, Brand does really well in the late game. As it goes on and they get a little bit more HP and tankiness, he's not going to necessarily burst as hard, but you know, you still have to worry about it. It's still a pretty scary situation to be in. So no oracles now for the Janna, as she did just lose that earlier. Watch out. Gonna have to be careful, Riven. Get out of there. Otherwise you are gonna get stunned by this Udyr. He is running so fast. Good thing that Riven has the amount of mobility that she does. But 2,700 gold here for Caitlyn. He most likely will be picking up a Bloodthirster here at this point. Turning that Vamp Scepter into one. No, he does not. Actually, that's a much better choice, to be honest. Really, Vamp Scepter is good enough for your lifesteal, and they are so tanky with armor right now. Hey, let's take a look. Where's everybody at? So, not too much armor here to worry about on Brand, but I mean that's to be expected. He is Brand. Let's see. Graves and Soraka using their combination of heals together. Soraka's going to give everybody tons of armor. So any kind of armor pin is going to be really strong right now. Look at that damage going down. Almost just instantly destroying that Lee Sin. Actually, pretty much does instantly destroy Lee Sin. Now with a 4v5 situation, they're going to go ahead and use Shurelya's Reverie to jump out of there. Might just go ahead and give away this tower. I don't know if he can defend it at this point. Will need to be extremely safe. Just barely jumps out, using his net to escape from Brand's AoE. But now Vladimir is really low on health and will just barely survive with his pool. Nice crits there, though, from Atlanta. Almost taking Graves down. However, he will most likely just get healed in a second from Soraka and get most of his HP back nonetheless. Spellsy, oh no, almost getting stunned there. That would have most definitely taken him down. Shyvana is going to do her best to tank a few tower hits. As Graves tries to finish up the turret, they do finish it up. Now Atlanta going to have to use his net to escape, and an ultimate being used just to help them get back a little bit further. Still on the push though, as top lane at the same time is being pushed by Udyr, and there's nothing that Vladimir can do to stop this. This is so bad for Team Goose, or not Team Goose, sorry, for Atlanta's team, which is solo queue, blue team. There you go. We'll just call them team losing. Team losing right now is not winning. Oh wow, nice block from this ultimate. I don't think Atlanta's gotten one kill off his ultimate this entire game. That's the unfortunate thing about Caitlyn, is that sometimes her ultimates can just be so devastating, and other times they just don't do anything at all. They're going in for the chase here. I think Lee Sin will be able to continue to stay stuck to this Soraka. It's really hard to get a Lee Sin off of you once he's gotten to you. And down goes the Shyvana. Nice rampage for him. GA being popped from Riven. Oh no! And a Q from Brand takes down Atlanta. Everybody is really low. Lee Sin will have to back out at this point. And now the Vladimir will die also. I think that Riven is playing a little crazy right now, trying to go in for the kill. This potentially will force him to go down, as well as Graves will take this kill. But that shield is keeping it alive for a really long time, getting sides, but just barely makes it out with a banana. Take him down. No! Oh, it does! One last ultimate is up from Graves. There must have been an ultimate. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't think he was in range to auto attack. I didn't see it, but wow, that is an ace now. Wow. This is just looking worse and worse. Now 8 kills behind. They lost the Baron. They're way behind on towers. Already pushed into 2 inhibitors down. Third one going to be falling now to Graves at this point. This game is just, it's so crazy right now. 3 inhibitors down. Okay, so if you guys remember, I had a game like this last week with Skarner. And if you remember what I said, when you push down all 3 inhibitors, it's extremely difficult for your team to come back. It's extremely difficult for them to come back. But if those 3 inhibitors stay down for a long amount of time and they're not able to finish the game, what it does is it forces you to lose farm. It allows the enemy team to completely catch up to level 18 and farm up freely in the base. And at that point, you lose your lead as it comes an even head-to-head game. It's still a little bit harder for the team that lost their inhibitors, as you can continue taking those inhibitors down. But if the enemy team has a stronger late game, then you're going to end up losing as the game goes longer and longer. So we could see that happen here. I don't know though, because they are falling down really far behind. But here is the engage as Vladimir comes in doing his ultimate. Now Soraka will fall down, getting kicked by the Lee Sin. Lee Sin now onto the Udyr. Will Udyr be able to escape? Again, it's going to be really difficult for him to continue chasing this, or sorry, to running away. Although Udyr is one of those champions that is really hard to chase at the same time. He did use the active from his Randuin's to escape that, so he's fine. But Brand gets picked up now. Riven taking that 1 kill. Flash being used by the Graves. Will he be able to escape? I don't know. Mobility here on Riven is really strong, but the dash from Graves is good enough to help him escape. Doesn't matter as they will take this Baron here. And oh no, it looks like Udyr is going to try and backdoor the base while they're taking up that Baron. And will they make it back in time? Okay, it looks like the Riven is here. And Udyr takes down 1 turret. Will he stick around? This could be dangerous for him. He's actually taking a lot of damage from that turret. He's going to have to get out of it. Well, by a lot of damage, I mean he's not taking that much damage at all. And this is probably going to be the end of the game right here. He might be able to take down this Nexus. Everybody is backing. Will they be able to get back here in time to finish him off? It's really low, and this Nexus could potentially go down. He is kicked by the Lee Sin. There's no way he's going to be able to get back there. He will be creep blocked, and he will fall. There's no way you're going to get away from the Lee Sin. Now you no longer have your Randuin's activate. And that was so very close right there. And right now it's just up to these guys to defend until their inhibitors come back up. Minion's not able to finish off the Nexus as man, that was just one of the closest situations right there. Wow, this is just coming down to the wire for blue team. They're holding on by the skin of their, oh man, they're just barely in this right now. It's going to take a miracle to come back, but I don't know. potentially 1-1 team fight, and then they can push right down the middle for the win. And that's what they're going to have to do. And look at Caitlyn. It's extremely powerful right now with a Bloodthirst, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and a Last Whisper. He's just going to rip through anyone on the enemy team. I don't think anybody has the ability to defend from that. We'll take a look here. Shyvana and Udyr, the tankiest ones at this point. However, Brand now getting tanky as well with a Chain Vest. Going to be building into a Zhonya's Hourglass. Once he does that, that's going to be so strong. What he'll do is toss out his full combo, pop his Zhonya's to wait for the cooldowns once again, and then go through that whole situation once again. And right now, blue team will sit here in their base, gathering up free farm. Oh my goodness, another BF sword picked up for Caitlyn at 401 attack damage. She just needs one opportunity to run in there and grab somebody. Alright, here we go. She does have that red buff. If they can get a nice engage here, ultimate going down onto Shyvana. Brand falls so quickly and is not able to do hardly anything. They do take down Riven's GA, but that does allow her to survive there. Shyvana falls so quickly, like I said. Elena just completely melts through him, and now down goes Udyr. I don't think Soraka can make it out of this one alive. There's just no way at this point. She may be able to use her Randuin's. Getting a Zephyr off, though, that's going to allow them to take her down very quickly. They don't actually lose anyone other than Vlad, and I think this is exactly what blue team needs. They still have to be wary of top pushing. If Riven pushes down that bottom, they can probably take out 2 towers here. They've got only one alive is Graves, and there's no way he can sit there and defend this. They can technically just like tank him in the turrets and take them down. They will have to take out these super minions, unfortunately. Riven saying, end it. 20 seconds alive on everyone. I don't think they will be able to end it, but they will most likely be able to take out one of these inhibitors. Once they take out this inhibitor, that's at least going to make it easier in the middle lane to hold back the waves of minions. Now that we're in the late game, Atlanta's going to be able to carry much harder than Graves. Graves has lost his big ability to really just burst people down with his combo, being the ultimate and buckshot combo. It's not really as effective this late in the game where everybody has, you know, armor and lots of HP, etc. He will still have the hyper carry mode of being able to just jump in there and attack real fast, but if he gets focused down quickly, then it's just not going to be as strong. He doesn't have the range to really jump into fights and make that stuff happen. This is just going to come down to like one more fight. If purple team loses one more fight, then I'd say blue is going to be able to literally push right up the middle and win the game. Okay, here we go. Nice ward placement. That was actually perfect ward placement. As they do see that. Oh no, Vladimir, if he gets caught here, this could be the end for blue team. It's just going to come down to this fight, but he's actually going to turn around, trying to go for that. Oh, is this going to be it? Is he going to be able to pick up that? Could be the end for Soraka, but they are able to run away just so low. Nice tornado from the Janna, and they will pick up the kill with a Zephyr. Spellsy, great job on that tornado, and the slow was just too much. Now Riven coming in, getting destroyed though by the Brand, and will Vladimir be able to make something happen here? There goes the invulnerability, and he will fall. Brand just doing real work here, using his own Zhonya's in advance. And now Atlanta takes down the Graves, so they lost all of their sustained damage, and now with Atlanta up, there's just no way they can handle that. Oh no, but here's Udyr doing big damage. He's got the creeps, and then he flashes in, thinking that he can just finish off the game right here. This is going to come down to the wire. Will he be able to finish off? Atlanta uses his flash to go in there. Nice ultimate from Spellsy to try and stop him. He's just getting a little bit more damage, and nice jump. Oh my god, it's so close! And oh my god, the Nexus just needed like 2 more auto attacks and it would have been it. But they've got now 40 seconds on most people. Soraka's the only one with the lowest cooldown, but I don't think that's going to be enough to stop this. Oh man, it's coming down to the wire. All they have to do is just literally run past and potentially just tank these turrets. I don't know if they're going to push this or tank it. This is just going to be extremely close right now. Holy crap. This game is just like amazing. This is one of those games where you're just sweating in your seat and you don't know what's about to happen next. I know these guys are really just like Like, oh no, Udyr, don't get the kill. And he's probably pissed off that he didn't get it. Here we go. Looks like Lee Sin is gonna be taking this. No, actually, Janna, what are you doing? Oh, she almost died to the turret there. And now Atlanta's gonna take it out. He's done taking out one of the turrets. And they will most likely be able to get down the next one. They just need to push down a few more creeps. Soraka the only one up. Actually, Graves is back up. The entire enemy team is up except for Udyr, so they will back off. They do have that one inhibitor down and one tower, so all it's going to take is potentially one more of those. If they can get this one last inhibitor up, that will disallow Udyr from doing any more crazy backdoors like that. Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't know. At this point, though, I still I'd say like they have the stronger team fight with Atlanta. Atlanta is so he's just so damn scary right now. In fact, he's almost gonna have another BF sword built up right now. Oh, Lee Sin, don't get caught here. If Lee Sin falls, they could be the game. So they will have to be very careful for that. Oh no! Looks like Atlanta now gonna get caught. Big damage coming in from Shyvana, and he could potentially fall. And this is gonna be it right here. He's gonna need that shield, and that could be a nice. Oh, great ultimate! But oh no, here comes the Udyr. That is gonna keep him stunned, and he will fall. Atlanta with no Atlanta, I don't know if they can actually finish this off. Shyvana now on the run though, because Vladimir's doing big damage and can potentially finish him off. There's the Riven with the kill, and now Graves coming in from behind. Oh no, this is looking really bad. Down goes Riven. Where's the rest of their damage? It's just Vladimir, the only one. Oh, nice Q! Transfusion picking up the kill there, but it's just going to be him versus all three of these guys. He's going to have to run for his life if he wants to make it alive here. Lee Sin coming up, seeing if he can pick up a kill onto this Graves. He's got a lot of damage though. That Graves is extremely scary. Lee Sin kicks him away, knowing that he just can't continue to fight that. One last transfusion might be able to keep Vladimir alive. I'm surprised they weren't able to kill him, but it was just Udyr. So with that split, that was not too bad. That actually allowed Vladimir to stay alive. And now with all their inhibitors up, there's not going to be any backdooring happening. They will probably take down the inhibitor though, so they're going to have to be really careful about that. As a tornado comes in, going to try and push him up, but it does miss as they juke it. And Spellsy, you need to get out of there. Okay, so almost up here, 10 seconds left for Caitlyn. They will take out this inhibitor, and if Caitlyn can come back in time and they can catch somebody, they might be able to pick up a kill. Oh, he just misses, just barely misses his assault there, and so they will be backing off. Purple team got that inhibitor down and will most likely go for that Baron. Actually, this is a risky Baron. I have to say a risky Baron, because here comes Caitlyn as well as Vladimir. Vladimir could throw down an ultimate. Oh no! Actually, they're going to have to run out. It was just Soraka. If Soraka falls here, does she have a flash? She does have her flash. So enemy inhibitor is back up. And since everybody backed off, this is going to be a free Baron for blue team. And this could actually end the game, to be honest. Yep, this is going to be very, very risky here. Graves is back. He's ready to fight this. He did pick up his red buff. And that is going to be the Baron for blue team. Now going to have a massive advantage in the next fight. They've got all 5 here ready to go. GA is back up on Riven. That was one problem in the last fight. So we'll see if this is all it takes. Looks like Riven was going to go ahead and push that, but they are pinging. They're ready to finish this off. They need to take down that inhibitor and then go for in-game. With that Baron buff up, that's going to be extremely strong. It's not necessarily as strong as it is like earlier on in the game, but at this point, I mean, every little bit of advantage is I mean, it's good. They've got the creeps on the way up here with one super minion on the way as well. They could potentially finish off the game if they're able to just take down the turret, not lose anyone here. They might have enough damage to take down the Nexus, but they're going to have to be careful. They can't just like run in and all assault the Nexus because they could potentially fall themselves. But I think this is going to be it right here. This is going to be the last fight that determines the game. Whoever wins this fight is going to win this. Everybody is playing as safe as possible. They know that it's coming down to the wire right here. If one person gets caught, oh, just almost getting stunned there. Vladimir going to run out to the side, taking a little bit of damage using this pull against himself at half HP now. Will need to attack some minions to transfusion his life back up. Oh my god, look at this creep wave. Oh no, here comes that Udyr. He knows that he can run in here and potentially finish this off. He is going to go for that inhibitor, but Riven knows this. So she is actually ported back to base as well. I feel like this could be a good chance for these guys to actually run it and do a 4v4, but no, that's actually not what's going to happen. They're picking up a dragon, which I don't know if that's necessary right now. They probably just need to get out of there and get back to the base and try and to defend this push. As since they do have that inhibitor down, no towers, I could see purple team trying to end it. Also, purple team may just wait out the Baron buff though. That could also be the safe thing to do. Oh no, here's Caitlyn once again. Could he get caught out by himself? No, they're actually not going to go for the engage. Instead, they're going to go straight for the Nexus. Going to try and put all 5 of them onto the Nexus to try and finish it off. Looks like that's what they're going to go for here. Oh my god, big damage. AoE coming in. GA though on Vladimir is going to keep himself alive. Atlanta comes in from behind and picks up the Graves. Now Graves cannot do any more damage. And that Udyr once again trying to go for the kill. And he gets exhausted so he's not able to do the full amount of damage. And he will go down. Nice ultimate coming to... Oh, boom! Snipes down the Shyvana, and that's ace, and that's going to be GG. I don't see any way they can come back from that. Wow! Woo! This game was so clutch, back and forth the entire time, but they just made a power play there, and it just didn't pan out for them. I think that potentially if Shyvana had jumped in to the Nexus in addition to Udyr, they may have had a chance, but they would have all had to Zerg that Nexus. They didn't have enough coordination to make that happen. And I think that if they had coordinated the Nexus assault a little bit better, I think that purple team could have won that. But instead, they kind of split off. Udyr was the only one damaging it. They countered that, and blue team was able to come back in the end. Whew. So overall, really epic game.
Victory.
And I am tired, man. That was just so much action. I was just yelling and screaming the whole time, but I was really glad that Atlanta sent me that replay. It was an awesome back and forth game. So really appreciate that one. Definitely big props out to him, and a picture of a goose as a team. You guys will probably be seeing them in a lot of upcoming tournaments. They were going to be in Kiev. Unfortunately, they weren't all able to make it there for various reasons. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you're watching this later on YouTube, please hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and obviously subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't already. Also on Justin TV, for you guys watching live, make sure you're following me so you know when I go live, and you can subscribe to me as well for ad-free viewing, etc. But thanks guys. I think I may do like one game here, answer any questions you might have, and